Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurin Shazana and I will be the first presenter. As you can see from the previous slide, we are from Group 10 that consists of 4 members, Nurin Shazana, myself, Nur Fadilah, Nur Alia and also Nur Shara. We decided to do a program called Stress Relief the Theatre Way. I will first start the presentation with the executive summary. The current pandemic of COVID-19 has brought various impacts to individuals, society, and countries all over the world. One of the negative impacts to individuals is the decreasing of their mental health condition. Based on news reported by Rozanizam Zakaria 2020, global statistics have shown an increase in cases of psychological stress, depression, anxiety, acts of self-harm, and domestic violence during this period. Not only that, research done by Cho and Ng 2020 shows that the risk of mortality is increased to 29% in individuals who suffer from chronic social isolation. Hence, we decided to do this interactive virtual program called Stress Relief the Theatre Way. This program is for individuals that is in need of social connection and also can be a medium to relieve their stress during this pandemic and also during this busy week of study. We targeted 15 to 20 participants from IIUM committee, and Alhamdulillah we got more than that, which up to 36 participants. Next, I will move on to the organizational chart. I will first start with the program manager, Nur Alia binti Rosman. She is the mastermind of the program. Next is the assistant program manager, which is myself. I help Alia to ensure the smoothness of the program and also handle the Google Form links. Next is our financial controller, Nur Shara binti Abdullah. She handles the money, of course, and also divided the money for token appreciations and also cash prize for the participants. And lastly is our public relation committee, which is Nur Fadilah. She handled the person that we collaborated with, which is IIUM Theatre Club, particularly Brother Faiz.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Fadilah binti Muhammad and I'll be presenting on organizational background, problem statement and also objectives. So firstly, the organizational background of our project. So as we all know, COVID-19 pandemic has changed our lives from being able to go out freely to being very cautious and feel unsafe when we are outside of our house. We noticed that the pandemic has affected some students' life, especially their mental health, in which they become stressed and go through unstable emotions like develop anxiety, feeling alone and so on. So we, Group 10, discussed among the team members on how to help these students ease their minds from the stress. Since 2 of our team members are members of the IIUM Theatre Club, they suggest some of the modules that they use for theatre practice can actually be used to help deal with stress as well. And they mentioned that the modules can help in dealing with character and emotions through many techniques. So it means that these techniques might help these students to deal with their stress. So hence we propose a collaboration with IIUM Theatre Club, as we want to use some of the ideas from the modules for our virtual program titled Stress Relief the Theatre Way. And they gladly accept our invitation for collaboration. And we are also inviting Brother Faiz Ifran, as guest speaker for our program. He is a counselor trainee as well as a trainee as well as theatre enthusiast, and he is also a member of IIUM Theatre Club. So he has many knowledge on what happened in theatre club, and he knows how the modules are handled. So we believe that he is capable to handle this role with the knowledge that he knows. We think that it might help to deal with stress and emotions that the students are suffering. Problem statement. We are aware that some students are facing difficulties in adjusting to the new norm of the COVID-19 pandemic takes toll on their lives. Even though we are already facing this situation for several months, or I can say for almost a year, there are still some students who feel that this situation is too hard for them. So this situation somehow makes them feel stressed, feel anxious, and also feel alone. It becomes worse for students who have family problems. They are stuck at home and cannot go out. To add with the implementation of online classes instead of going to class face-to-face, it has somehow also lessened their social interaction, which for these people they think that they have less support, or they don't have someone to talk to even though they are at home, they are with their families. But yeah, different people are facing this situation differently. So that's why this situation makes them feel more stressed and undergo unstable emotions. So we came up with this program, Stress Relief the Theatre Way, in order to help lessen their stress, or maybe they can learn new techniques in the theatre way to help them deal with their stress and their emotions. Our objective is to help students release their stress and also help those in need of social connection during COVID-19 pandemic. As what I have mentioned before, that some students feel like they don't have someone to talk to even though they are living in their home, or maybe for those who are living campus, they feel like they don't like to talk with their roommates or their friends because they want to isolate themselves in their own room. So through this program, we hope that we can help them release their stress, and makes them feel connected to each other even though we are far from each other. So that's why we ask our guest speaker, Brother Faik, to engage and interact with the participants a lot. And then we also want to help students learn new techniques in dealing with stress from our guest speaker, because we acknowledge that the modules that are conducted during the programs really somehow helps the participants to deal with their stress. And lastly, we also want to help students have fun and enjoy the new experience during the program and forget their stress. And I think we have successfully achieved our objectives based on the feedback from the participants. Okay, so that's all from me. I pass the floor to the next presenter.
My name is Noraya Binti Rusman, and I'm going to present on methodology. Before the day of our program, we decided to create a viral message, Google Forms, and a poster as our methods to attract people to join our program. We used various platforms like WhatsApp and Instagram to engage with people so they will know about this program. The participants who were interested to join this program were required to register their details through a Google Form link that we had provided beforehand. They needed to put their names and contact numbers so we could reach them if any problem occurs. Before the program started, we created a WhatsApp group to gather all the participants so they will get any announcement or instruction from us before, during, and after the program. Plus, we used the platform to remind them to enter the Google Meet on time and fill in the feedback after the program through the Google Form link given in both WhatsApp group and Google Meet chat box. So our program was held on 2nd January 2021 at 9 p.m. with 36 participants involved, and our program was held through Google Meet. We prepared 6 modules for this program, which were breathing techniques, tongue twister, vocal training, emotion leveling, script reading, and also role playing. The first module, which was breathing techniques, aimed to teach on how to breathe correctly so we will not feel tired easily and can maintain our stamina. Tongue twister was to correct the pronunciation of the alphabets K, C, R, B, and S, since commonly people cannot pronounce these alphabets correctly. Next, the vocal training can help in releasing stress, especially when we are alone. The fourth module was emotion leveling. Our guest speaker showed the participants on how to express emotions using levels from 1 to 10. Lastly, the script reading and role playing, which were played together during the program, was for the participants to apply what they had learned on the previous modules. Even though these modules were for the actors, but it also can be used to release stress and stabilize the emotions of the participants. Therefore, it can be used for other people too.
I will talk about our discussion and findings of the program. Our finding is based on the Google Form link that we posted at the end of this program. This Google Form link consists of 2 sections. The first section has 4 linear scale questions, and the second section has 6 multiple choice questions and 1 short answer. You will see the samples of the questions at the end of the presentation. And based on these findings, we can say that this event or this program is very impactful and also beneficial to the participants, because we receive very positive feedback from the as I mentioned before, we have 1 short answer. That one is for feedback, and most of them say that this is a good initiative and they would like this kind of program to be conducted again. So it shows that they really enjoy the program. However, out of 36 participants that participated in the program, we only received 23 respondents, which means that only 23 participants give feedbacks and also answered the Google Form. We believe that this program is indeed beneficial and impactful is because this program is very effective in releasing their stress and making them feel more connected to people, specifically the IIUM community, because all of the participants, not all, but most of the participants is from IIUM. So yes, we think that this program is effective in the things that I mentioned before because of the findings that I will later on explain. One of the questions that we asked the participant, in which we asked them to rate how much they enjoy the program, and 65.2% of the participants answered that they are very satisfied with the program, while another 34.8% said that they are satisfied. None of the participants chose very unsatisfied or unsatisfied with the program. Thus, we can conclude that the participants really enjoyed the program. Other questions than that, we also asked the participants' mood before and also after the program. And based on our findings from the Google form, this Google Forms shows that there is a positive increase in participant mood, in which 43.5% of the participants chose moderate and severe level of stress in the beginning of the program, and at the end of the program, 82.6% of the participants show that they have low level of stress or mild level of stress. Based on the pie chart beside me, I can say that this program really did help the students or the participants to cope with the current pandemic. This is because 78.3% responded that yes, this program does help them during this pandemic, and none of the participants said no. Not only that, these programs also help the participants to feel less isolated during this pandemic, because 91.3% responded yes, meaning that almost every participant said that this program does help them, but another 4.3% responded maybe, and another 4.3% responded no. Our guess for the participant that answered no is probably the participant does not participate in this program, because as I said before, this is an interactive program in which the participants need to interact with other participants and also with the guest speaker. So probably that person does not feel that this program is not beneficial or not impactful as it is to other person, is because he does not really interact with other people. Last but not least, as most participants are not familiar with the theatrical way, by joining this program, they could also learn new knowledge of the theatre community, in which they learn new techniques to cope with their stress and also this pandemic. And also they probably would learn new knowledge in general, in which they this knowledge may help them in other aspects of life. And I think they do think that these techniques are really beneficial for them, because 78.2% responded that yes, they would use the techniques in the future, and another 21.7% responded that maybe. And none of them say that no, they won't use the theatrical techniques. I'm sorry. So I guess we can say that this programs is really beneficial to the participants.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Shara Abdullah, and I'll be explaining further for the financial report of this program. So this program was fully covered by the committee's commitment fee with total of 40 ringgit. The total committees that we had were 4 people, and we extracted 10 ringgit per person, which then cost a total of 40 ringgit. So then the 40 ringgit were distributed for the expenses for this program, with firstly the cash prize reward, which was 20 ringgit, and that was for the participants that answer quizzes and questions by the guest speaker, and whoever wins, they will get cash prize reward. And as for the second half of the 40 ringgit, which is 20 ringgit, it was contributed to the token for the guest speaker, which was Brother Faik Irfan, and that is for the financial report. In conclusion, the program was a platform of social connection and a medium for stress relief. So then it has given positive impacts on the overall mood and stress relief for the participants. Therefore, we could say that this program was a success. As for the limitations for this program, we could say that one of the limitations was this program was conducted online, and the platform used was Google Meeting. So then we know that some users had bad connections, and that led to disruptions and disconnections throughout the programs, and that could also lead to the loss of focus and loss of interest throughout the program. As for the recommendations, it is recommended to vary the modules for the participants, as well as including a session of storytelling between the facilitators or the guest speaker and the participants, where they could share experiences and stories, and it could be a topic of discussion, and it could be also eye-opening. That's all from me. Thank you.
Sesiapa yang rasa nak buka mic, buka mic. Ya, kita ada Aisyah.
Hi. Okay, for me, what I understand, stress relief means whenever someone has a lot of stress, you need some ways or some technique to relieve that stress. Because if not, we'll go explode, right?
Ya, betul. Thank you Aisyah Shakira for the answer. Betul jawapan Aisyah. So, why? Kenapa pentingnya breathing technique ni? First, dia bahasa Inggeris kan. In making ourselves stay relaxed, calm and steady. Biasalah in general kalau kita bernafas dengan cara yang baik, kita bernafas dengan cara yang betul, dia mampu membantu diri kita untuk relax. Kita try sama-sama. Tarik nafas 5 saat. Tahan nafas 7 saat. Untuk kita buat sama-sama. So kalau boleh lah, kali ni saya nak minta lah, buka lah mic, kita cuba buat sama-sama, okay? Pak.
Diriku kata takut.
Tak apa. It's okay. Tak apa. 10. Okay, saya Aziz.
Nak tak? Oh, macam tu. Habis kalau tak jadi?
Hai, susahkan kau ni kita cakap lah, sorry.
Confirm. Apa-apa aku tak nak terlibat. Cukuplah kes Nelofa sebelum ni. Aku tak nak buat benda macam tu.
Dah 7 kali dah aku beritahu kau. Semuanya akan okey, faham? Jangan sampai aku panggil kau Ika pula.
Okey.
Alright, and scene. Go. The firstly with you. Artis kegemaran. Sumpah tak dengar.
Kamar demi. Boleh.
Beli. Satu berita dunia.
Oh, Samad kan?
Samad kau.
Sorry.
Okay, sama-sama. Jebon, sorry aku lambat. Lugut. Sorry tau, apa cerita ni?
Bubu, diorang macam ugut-ugut I tak tahu apa yang I dah buat.
Oh my god. Korang cerita apa?
2 orang lelaki dan 2 orang perempuan.
Nak
2
volunteer?
orang lelaki dan 2 orang. Siapa tu? Siapa nak volunteer? Sarah. Okay, Festi pilih lah Festi. 2 lelaki 2 perempuan. Sarah dan satu.
Dia turunkan aku ada kenderaan. Aku still rindu. Sampai sekarang aku masih tak faham. Betul tak faham.
And scene. Kerja sama-sama menggunakan huruf C tadi. Itu soalan pertama. Apa?
C lah.
C. Yang menggunakan huruf C. Siapa nak jawab? Saya buka mic.
Saya nak jawab.
Okey, Aisyah Shakira, silakan.
C. Comel cuma cakap curi cili celah cek.
Betul ke? Kita check balik. Comel cuma cakap curi-curi cili. Congratulations to Aisyah Syuk. Okay, so semua korang dah tahu. Last question. Siapakah nama watak untuk monolog last tadi tu?
Samad Pergin.
Alamak, Firdaus dengan Sarah jawab serentak. Macam mana ni Kesi? Dua peserta ini, apakah nama orang panggil Cikgu Samad Suding tu? Nama pendek dia.
Mok cantik.
Alright, so Firdaus Halim. Betul ke?
Mestilah betul.
Mok cantik. Betul. So tahniah kepada Mok.
Tahniah Firdaus.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.